Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Tyranny. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that it's just to join me today here in Lethian's Crossing, the first place we got to in the conquest part of our character creation. And it's a beautiful city and also filled with things that we haven't seen yet. And last episode, how do we get up here, by the way? Huh. Oh, I came up through here. Oh, that's right. Okay, so last episode, I went over the roofs of this place and basically failed to explore anything of import. But before we go into this little house over here, which might actually be marked on the map as the forge, and also checking out the rest of the place, we are gonna have a little chat with Verse. And the reason for that is because there are still a few things
at your service, Fatebinder,
that we haven't talked to her about.
What do you need?
I would like, let's go
if
through.
You insist. What? Until then?
Okay, so that's... Nope. Okay, let's just see... Yeah, we have done all of those.
Chorus. What do you need to know?
Do you think that this favorite have a chance to succeed in the tiers? And I'm asking about the disfavored, yeah. Well, speaking as one of the exceptions, most of the tiers men are pushovers. The people of Stalwart seem capable enough, though I have my doubts. You might call them the disfavored's best chance. Even if they succeed, it might be too late to redeem themselves. The chorus have already impacted the conquest more than the disfavored have, or likely ever will. And how many thousands of choirmen did your victories cost you along the way, says Barrick. He clears his throat, the grating sound echoing in his helmet. As many as it took, junk heap. Come on, guys, get along. So what are your thoughts on their battle strategies? They've really got something with that phalanx maneuver, formation built on holding still, moving forward slowly, and hoping that no one slips in the mud. At best, the disfavored are tired of using the same tactic over and over again. At worst, the enemy knows what to expect out of them. Scarlet Furies are dancers. We hear the music of battle and organize ourselves into works of killing art. Every fight is as hot and passionate as the last, with no room for stale routine. Yeah, you speak of routine and discipline as if they were weaknesses, says Barrick. The shield's wall keeps soldiers alive. Chorus recruits fly to their deaths like moths to a candle flame. But to burn out while covered in the blood of your enemy is more honorable than the slow march to a dignified retirement. Would you rather feel the bite of a spear while hewing an axe through your enemy's skull, or clench at your heart's betrayal while you sit up in bed, aged and alone? In the shadowy depths of his armor, Barrick makes no sound. He doesn't even appear to be breathing. Is he admitting to something here? Does she have a point to him? I know what point I would have. I know which choice I would have. But give me a heart attack every day, all day. And just please don't shove a spear through me. Thank you. Now let me ask you something else then. What about Kairos' authority? Here's men can fight. Yeah, I think I asked everything there. About the travels.
What did you have in mind?
Do you have any particular reason you've chosen to travel with me?
Well, if you're baiting me for a compliment, you're talking to the wrong girl. I don't have a gang anymore, and I wouldn't throw in my lot with any of the killers floating around the Scarlet Chorus ranks. The fact of the matter is you're doing important work, even if you stumble and flail along the way. If that puts me at odds with my Scarlet Chorus ties, so be it. I'm not such a camp follower that I don't look after my interests first. And I find you interesting. You've satisfied your curiosity, so let me satisfy mine. Why are you keeping a little scrap of a thing like me around?
It's interesting because I thought I had asked this around. I remember a few of these lines, and I thought I had asked this before, but apparently I'm given a chance here to answer her question of why I keep her around. That's a very good question. Well, I don't consider us friend. Actually, would my character consider her a friend? I don't think he would. I don't think he's too at ease. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Cora is too at ease with coming to terms with just being open with somebody. At least not somebody as Verse, that's for sure. So he knows best than to be friends with her. So this one is definitely not something he's gonna say, and I don't think she's gonna like that. It's gonna bring fear out of her. And I would like loyalty. So I have feelings for you? Really? Can you do that? No. Hopefully not. Don't do romance with Verse. She's gonna murder you. She's like the Spider Queen sort of thing. Yeah, you're a hardened killer. That's reason enough.
I wonder what makes you so sure I won't cut your throat some evening just to hear you gurgle. It's taking a risk when you travel with someone like me. I suppose time will tell.
She flashes you a pleasant smile. I think she liked that. Unfortunately, it didn't bring up her loyalty, but yeah, whatever. So, any more questions? Let's just see.
At your service. What do you need?
So I
What
asked
did you
this
have in
before.
mind?
Yep.
Go ahead, Fatebinder.
I would like to discuss your apparent connection with Barrick. Apparent connection? What is that?
You've just got to know, don't you? I suppose there's no point in hiding it. Barrick and I are siblings.
What?
We share a father, if little else. I try not to think too much about some northern merchant dropping anchor in my mother's port, but it happened, and the fortunate result stands proudly before you.
But, okay, I didn't know that. I mean, they knew each other from before, but that question right there is a little bit, yeah, I didn't really understand the question. Apparently my character had a little bit of an insight into that. I knew they were connected, and I knew they knew each other. How did you two become aware of this?
There were a lot of lazy days during the conquest, and among other things, I spent my off hours using messenger birds as target practice. You should have seen Ash's anger when he heard that was going on. One day, I snagged a bird that flew from the hands of a proud northern daddy. The missive was about the goings-on at the family farm. I recognized the name and handwriting from a note in my mother's belongings. There weren't too many people named Barrick in the army, so tracking him down was no challenge. I cornered him in camp, and we shared a few heated words. Some blackmail, even.
What? Why?
She tried to extort rings from me, and I was having none of it. Not even Graven Ash would think less of me for our father's indiscretion.
Oh, I see.
I like your confidence, but my ring belt is feeling a little light these days. Maybe you want to take me up on that offer, or I can start whispering in disfavored ears.
Isn't that a little
Think
bit...
about it.
Isn't that a little bit too late now? I mean, how long ago was this? Come on. Do you even like each other?
I've tried to get along with that ironclad knot of repression, but it would seem he's having none of it. Good riddance, then. The war's tossed us together, but nothing says we have to keep that going. The most we do for each other is try not to get the other one killed, which is more than you can say for most disfavored in Scarlet Chorus.
That's true. That's true. But, yeah. How has this affected you, Barrick?
Well, Verse has a nasty habit of jabbering in my ear and making this war intolerable. I plan on parting ways and returning to the north at first convenience. My father will answer for his infidelity.
Oh, really? You're gonna ask him, oh, so did you check that woman over there that named... I don't even know if she knows her name or something. She must. She did kill her, right? I think that was what happened.
Beyond that, I am happy to consider myself in every way unaffected. My superiors once accused me of having an impulsive streak, but I have worked to suppress it at every turn.
When you go back home, send Father my fondest greetings and thanks. If he hadn't gone to ground on my mother's dry dock, I might not be here today.
My heritage was a point of pride and distinction before I met you, Verse. Not that you would care.
And it's not anymore? You guys are really deluded if you don't think... Yeah, well, you don't know what time you're living in, Barrick. Have you noticed any significant impact, Verse?
I've asked myself about that several times, but unfortunately I don't have what you'd call a definitive answer.
I'd call that? I wouldn't call that. I would call it a potato. You don't have a potato, yeah.
The Northerners put a lot of meaning behind family and blood. Seems arbitrary to me, but I don't want to discredit it entirely.
Yeah, if you're wondering what I meant by that, it's not a running gag because I don't say it all that often, but it's one of my pet peeves when people say I would call something that, or, you know, or ask what I would call something. It's always a potato. You always call it potato. Either that or Victor. You could call it Victor, but whatever makes less sense.
I told you about what happened to my Scarlet Fury sisters. The hesitation I experienced.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if that wasn't because of my connection to Barrick. He's stubborn,
right.
regimented, everything I'm not.
Yeah, I never failed to take advantage of a family tragedy, huh?
I suppose there's no telling for sure, but if I had to guess... Yeah. Sometimes I get messed up in my head, and learning I had a brother has helped me understand that better.
Or so you wish. That's, it does take courage. I mean, she's not one to hide her, she's quite humble as a character, I would say. She thinks highly of herself, sure, but she's not afraid. It's not the first time she does this. She's not afraid to admit defeat and admit a flaw. So, yeah, her character is quite straightforward, and it's, yeah, I like her. as a character and as a... No, I don't like as a person. She's too bloodthirsty. My character does, though. So let me ask you something else.
What do you need?
I don't need anything else. And there we go. That was our little bit of dialogue for the day. Let's... we talked to Biotus over here, or Biotus, before. Yes, we did. Okay, so let's go in here into the Forge. These are where the Forge-bound are. So this might be a very important area. I mean, you'd think it's where the Forge-bound mages are. Because that's who that's the guys that make the iron. And weren't we sent over here to try and figure out... Okay, we got Master of Tempering and a Master of Casting, and that's all badass stuff. Master of Masterness. Let's see if they teach us something. I need to know things. We only sell to members of Kyrus' armies, and you, of course, Fatebinder. Well, thank you very much. Lethian's Crossing may not be the best place to leave, but it is a great place to get materials, is it? Can I go over there? Yes, I can. What do we have? Plans for... Oh, those are plans. Can be headhunter can be created with access to a spire, forge upgrade, and proper materials. I'm gonna need that though. What do we have here? A forge-bound hammer. That seems like a good, interesting thing. Let's see. Tenderizer. Which one is? What? Why is it? Why is it not? So which one is better? So that one is extra DPS. What's my DPS right now? So, can I see it? Yeah, I can. 10 to 13. Yeah, there it is. So 10 to 13 and 4 to 18. Of course, the seconds are important as well. It doesn't actually say the DPS, but this is quite an increase. Look at that. And yeah, that's quite an increase right there. So this is not an upgrade, and I'm gonna drop it. Yeah, minus... Yeah, there it is. Now that's it wasn't happening before, the DPS comparison. Maybe because it was the same? Huh. So let's switch over here. She might want to use one of these. Yeah, there it is. So use that over there. And is it good? Is it how it is? Yes, it is. Okay, so put it over there, and we're good. Back to our things. Let's see what we have here. These worn iron weapons look as if they have been recently repaired and are being readied to be shipped back out. Okay, so just a few people. We got an apprentice over there, and we have the master over there, or a master anyway. We're gonna talk to them soon enough. Let's see what I can get out of that. A few alchemical ingredients. This armor is newly made by the Forge Bound. It is still warm to the touch. Ooh, really? Is that how it works? It's hot, don't touch it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's have a chat with the tempering dude over here. A muscular woman stands upright from her forge and turns to look at you, and the light of the fire playing across her face, making her eyes dance dangerously. A toothy smile breaks across her mouth, the only bright spot on her soot-stained face. Dare you kill with your left hand or your right? She rubs blackened palms together, eyeing you expectantly. Normally I can tell at a glance, but you are a little harder to read. Well, it's both, actually. But why would you like to know? I can't say both? How can I not say both? That seems like a simple answer. And she would like me for that, most likely. Or maybe not. I don't know what she means. The gauntlet is the hardest piece of the panoply, and the most rewarding to work. So many skills and of so many different sizes. Then there's the rivets. She slides her thumb and fingers together, shedding flecks of soot and iron dust. I imagine you see a lot of battle in your line of work. One gauntlet is invariably going to wear out before the other. My mind is always thinking on what will need repairs first. It's as simple as that. Well, Kato is left-handed. Noted. She grips her belt and clinches it, rattling the picks, owls, and pliers that dangle from its various hooks. I am Lohara, Master of Tempering, and the Forge Master of Lethian's Crossing. My tasks exceed the hours left in the day, but there is no harm in pausing my work if it means speaking with the Honorable Fatebinder. How may I be of assistance? Tell me about Lethian's Crossing. I don't see much of it, only this. She points to the roof and walls of the forge. Lethian and her merchant crew settled this area a while back. The brave fools built bridges over the old walls and made themselves a crossroads trading post. Real pioneering stuff. The whole place might have been ignored by Kyrus' forces, except somebody discovered that there's iron everywhere. Can't wash your clothes in the river without them coming out rust-tinged. The iron made Lethian's Crossing important enough for Kyrus to want it for himself. It made good sense to move some of us forge-bound here to Lethian's Crossing. Easier to put us near the iron instead of shipping it over the mountains. That and this is a crossroads. We can resupply our allies faster than ever from our new workshop. Yeah, tell me about the forge-bound, your race of mages, I guess. It's not really a race, the clan, I guess. For centuries, my guild, has sought to the union of magical and manual perfection. While others concern themselves with the arcane for the sake of inordinate power, we study it to overcome the traditional limits of our arts and crafts. The forge is our dominant concentration of study, but not all forge-bound work metal. Some are weavers, carpenters, and one of our otter members fancies himself a chef. The wise and mighty Kairos has been kind to our guild. He offered to put our weapons and armor in the hands of those who would change the world. A broad smile overcomes her face, and he has been true to his word. Forge-bound iron has trampled the tiers, and all that oppose Kairos' forces rest their heads on forge-bound spears. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm sure she's very proud. What can you tell me about the forge-bound master? Zidania is the best leader I have had the pleasure of working under. She guides the forge-bound with a steady yet stern hand, guaranteeing all of our work is of the utmost quality and peerless in every regard. I'm Zidania's second, which is why I am Forge Master for Lethin's Crossing. She points at Tulantis. He's my second. Should anything happen to me, I haven't... Oh, he's your second if anything happens to you. Excuse me. I haven't worked with him long, so I don't know much about him or the true long-lasting quality of his work, but he was appointed by Zidania, so he must be good at what he does. Can you make me something magical? No, she smiles and shakes her head, but almost everyone asks. Relics of arcane power must grow into themselves. They are never made from nothing. She points her finger into the air and smiles. But what I can do is use my magic to swing my hammer with perfect precision, or work a cantrip to handle molten metal with my bare hands. Really? That's badass. We can build artifacts of exceeding quality and refinement, but they must be used in great deeds to grow into relics of power. And that is why we seek to put the works of our forge into the hands of the greats. True legends require the alliance of sword makers and sword master. Oh, really? Is it like a soul-bound sort of weapon? Because we had soul-bound weapons before, although in Pillars of Eternity, I mean. Although the way they worked was a little bit different. Why make weapons if you could kill your foes with magic? Why walk if you could pay porters to carry you? She shakes her head with a huff. We have ways to protect ourselves from those who would abuse us, but we study the arcane for purposes of building, not destroying. We leave that to others. They can take our implements and use them to sow chaos if they choose. I would rather take chaos and force order into it. Yeah, that's a noble objective, I suppose. How exactly does your magic help you make things? Our most important rituals bind the crafter, tools, and materials into one entity? Close enough. In my own work, the forge bind draws the whole of my senses to the edge of the blade. I'm tempering. I can see the tiniest notch, or touch my finger to the blade and feel the razor sharpness without breaking my skin. Such perfect execution of art has its costs, of course. Once heart and lungs become linked to flame and hammer, the dropped hammer could lead to a stopped heart. Most of our members die in the throes of their work, killed by a distraction or a simple error. She blushes. She blushes. We lose a lot of apprentices. Oh, that's not good. Let's speak of something else. Tell me about the disfavored. The disfavored have treated us as honored guests. We're given privacy, autonomy, food, and protection. In return, we give them the best iron in the tiers, and they put it to use. A favorable agreement, I guess, but I'm no fool that I read too much into the kindness. We are a war resource, and exist only because we feed their insatiable need for quality iron. Can you make something for me? Can? She lifts an eyebrow. Well, certainly. Will? Well, Kairos invented queues for a reason. She lets slip a sigh. I have every Iron Walker and every Scarlet Chorus ringleader sending me bribes and flattery in hopes that I'll work off schedule to make them some special this or one of a kind that... Her mouth moves as if to speak, but she falls silent, folding her arms. I did not realize the request was so thoughtless. My apologies. And I gained favor with the Forgebound, and also gained skill experience in Subterfuge. Very nice. I get unreasonable demands every day, but it's not the volume, it's the purpose. She lowers her head to a near whisper and steps closer to you. I do resent that Kairos' demands reduce our work to mere quotas. I should be allowed to customize my work for every soldier. Only apprentices have anything to learn from making the same size helmet again and again. Well, forget I asked then. That I will. Are you well? You look weary. Ecstatic! Her voice is a matter of fact, and a smile creeps in. The ritual of the forge links heart to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge... Why are you ecstatic then? My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too hurried. The bound is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Yeah, I guess That is good. Is that how you excel at your work? Well, that and practice. See, she scowls. But yeah, the rituals link the senses to the materials and the body to the tools. My hand becomes a joint, the hammer, the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were the weather of the room. Under such circumstances, true focus can emerge. Huh. That's fascinating. I'll see you later. Apparently she doesn't train us, which is a shame. Ulanti surveys the room with an air of superiority. He addresses you without making eye contact. Is there something you want? Is there a problem? His eyes carefully watch Lohara as he answers to you. Yeah, but these are forge-bound matters. Nothing that concerns the High Court of Tunon. I can assure you. What do you do here in the forge? I keep things running smoothly. Upkeep mostly. He smiles coyly. I am also the second in command to Lohara, so in case anything ever happens here, or happens to her, I guess, that's what he means, I'm here to take charge. Is he trying to kill her or something? Hey, Lohara, I got bad news for you. Oh, you have returned, she says. Lohara turns to face you, her body covered head to toe in charred hues, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Chest rising and falling under the strain of labored breathing. There's always more demand for iron than there is time in the day. She removes a set of heavy canvas gloves and balls her fists, the joints of her fingers crackling in unison. Okay, so I can't tell her about him. That seems very suspicious. Can I do anything about this? It's probably gonna be a quest or something later. I say that, but I have no idea if it is. But anyway, let's continue. Do we hear... Is it me? Is it me, really? Or are there bells ringing in the background? Did we hear bells all through that conversation? Because I think I was hearing them, but I might have been mistaken. Oh, this loading screen. Oh yeah, that's right. This area takes a little while to load. I noticed that in the when I loaded the game. It's just this area out here, because inside was perfectly fine.
I got it.
And as with Pillars of Eternity, I'm running on a solid slate drive, so sorry, it's not solid slate, solid state drive, and so it's as fast as it probably can be. I mean, it can always be faster, you can always get something better, but mine is not the latest, but it's still pretty good. So what do we have here? We got some Crescent Runners over here. We're going in there. Let me save the game there and just go on in and see what we have. Hopefully something interesting. See, the loading screen is taking a little while, but well, it could be something
Interesting.
Oh, we found something. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Not interesting.
I got it.
I say interesting. Is that
Sorry.
Is that wrong? Ooh. Fatebinder's seal. Take that.
I can't.
See what we have there. And over here we have a settler. Okay, so just take that over there. What do we have over there? The back wall of this home has long since crumbled away, revealing the old walls behind it. That's... Huh. Can't find a lot of trade goods. Yeah, well, sure, whatever. What is this thing then? It's oh, it's an item. It's a thing. Okay, so do you use this? That's Fatebinder seal. So we have plenty of seals. This one is for pairing. Fine for pairing. It might be good for him rather than for me. And this thing gives us off rogues. Oh, is the Raven Shawl? It's got the ability of rogues or fight. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go with that because it gives us plus subterfuge. Very nice. Let's get out. And here we are. Got a little bit of a faster loading screen there. Anyway, let's go. And what is this? What is this place? Old Walls entrance. So we can go in there. Actually, no, don't open it. Don't open it. Don't open it. Let me open it. What do we have? We have a scroll. Okay, let's read that. And we also have a bronze ingot. Apparently the scroll goes straight to the stash. It's probably a quest item or something like that. Let's see. So what are these? Spire, accessory, consumables. Quest items are these. Quest items. Yeah, but the scroll isn't there. Right there. Oh, plans for Headhunter. That's not what we got. This is a scroll. What is that? Why do I need scrolls? Huh. And why is it for a spire? Oh, I see what it is. It's, yeah, it's for... I see what it is. It's for the upgrades and stuff like that. That's why. That's why. Okay, so we're not going upstairs. We are actually going to zoom back a little bit, save the game, and go in here into the spire itself. Oh. It's all green and stuff. Reminds me of, mostly reminds me of the green stuff you see from ghosts in, like, Heroes of Might and Magic and, World of Warcraft, but... the other one wasn't green, right? The other one was more red. I remember rewatching the episode, and I remember noticing how very red the interior of the other spider was. This one is more green. That's an interesting thing. Let's put it over there. So we got a bunch. Are these disfavored? Yeah, they are. They are disfavored, and they have... Oh, by the way, I received one of these when I logged in today. When I started the episode, I received one of those potions. I hadn't seen it before, but now we have. What do we have over here? Ooh, what? That's gauntlets. That stuff is for damage if you don't have any weapon. If you're punching people. There is an eerie glow of unknown origin coming from the depths of this pit. And actually, pits in this game seem to have quite a lot of eerie glows, because we found that in Tunan's court. That wasn't really a glow; it was more of a shadow. But ooh, we got a secret thing over there. Very nice. Curious and curious here. What do we have? Note from the Iron Guard Vintara, as per our verbal agreement. Let me see if I can get that over there. Addendum added, a trial of Archons. Can I read it? More to the point. Quest items. There it is. As per our verbal agreement, you are allowed entry into the Old Walls at Lethian's Crossing with the explicit instructions to find a path to the Bronze Brotherhood campsite on the other end. Okay, so we're gonna kill these guys. Nice. Any items acquired inside the Old Walls will be yours to keep in exchange for your help in this matter. So the reason why I'm gonna cross to the other side, even though Tunon said not to, but Tunon doesn't know shit, so I don't care.
Right.
The reason is gonna be because I want to kill the Brotherhood of Bronze, so that's how I'm gonna roll with that. Do I need to learn this? Yeah. Sigil of Rooting. Ooh. And we leveled up. Didn't expect that. Still haven't been able to find trainers, so we probably don't want to come in here too soon. If there are trainers outside, of course, which might not be the case. I'm kind of not feeling too confident there. What is this, by the way? This is a dire remedy. Oh, stasis shield plus health every. Oh, that's a healing up thing. Okay, we're not gonna go in there right away. What I need to do, let's just explore. Let's actually see them. Yeah, this is gonna be a big map. We're not going in there because I need trainers. We're gonna explore a little while. Let's see. So she needs that over there. Actually, she does need that a bunch. And we have greater healing potions. That goes for me. Thank you very much. And we have some good stuff over here. Also, what is this? These floor stones have been broken recently. Bits of metal nearby would suggest it's the result of careless soldiers. Huh. Really? Also, let's level him up. So we can bring up his might. Go with that. Right there. Thank you very much. And as for his... Oh, okay. We have shield wall. Requires... So basically increases defensive benefits from shields. Does he use that? Yeah, he does. Oh, that's good. That's good then. I'm gonna go with a shield wall. That's a passive one then. Yeah, it is passive. Go right there. Thank you very much. Save. We're good. As for the rest of the stuff, we do have some things over here that I need to look at, but I'm gonna do that off camera, as I said. And let's see what we have. Let's just use me for right now. Also, that means that he's back to full strength, which is nice. Let's see what we have. Ooh. This sunken relief, though heavily damaged, is clearly meant to depict a runic symbol similar to the one you saw at Ascension Hall. The relief is incomplete, and thus the final form of the rune is unknown. Make a charcoal rubbling of the relief shape to help discern the rune's design. Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but a proportionate image of the ancient relief. With enough collected imprints, it may be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune. Oh, as you work, Lantry hovers near. See how that pattern looks broken along two edges? He says. I think there's more to the engraving than what's here. Yeah, well, then we'll need to look for more. Agreed. If we collect enough sketches and imprints, we could no doubt reconstruct the original image in its entirety. That's pretty awesome. And actually it lends a sort of archaeology, sort of. It's not really archaeology, but I guess historian-ish or, you know, investigation sort of thing to magic. Which is not usually seen in fantasy games. You don't really look... I mean, if you look for, an old and powerful spell, it's probably connected to some quest or something. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome. And over here, did we ever come over here? Oh, we have something. There does not seem to be a way to open this door from this side. Well, there's also no way for us to continue because we're out of time. So I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Tyranny. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.